What's up, you guys? I'm gonna make this video. Today's video is about Star Wars. I'm gonna make this quick, cool video about Star Wars, and yeah, just kind of talk a little bit about it. So, yeah, it's hard to know where to start, right? But anyway, I was watching. There's another cool channel out there. You guys should you should check it out for sure. It's called The Stupendous Wave. But it's like one of the best Star Wars channels on YouTube, period. So anyway, check out that channel. That channel is like legit. It's got so much cool stuff. The guy's really cool. He's really chill. He doesn't get full of himself. He doesn't get ahead of himself. He covers really interesting material. He talks about a lot of like the legends, the canon, everything. But he talks about like a lot of the deep stories you don't hear about very much, like Darth Plagueis, the other Sith Lords from the past. He talks about them. He talks about the old Jedi. A lot of different niche, intricate videos, right, about different things. But anyway, so one of the things that really sparked my train of thought in this was the thought about midichlorians. And if you guys don't know, if you guys aren't familiar, it's revealed in Star Wars Episode 1 that midichlorians are a way of measuring how much force potential someone has, basically. And when they get Anakin on Tatooine, when he's just a kid, Qui-Gon takes a blood sample, and he's like, let's see what this dude is. I got a really big feeling about this. And he checks it, and he's like, oh shoot, it's off the charts. His midichlorians exceed that of Master Yoda. And it's like, oh my gosh, wow, this is just insane, right? But yeah, I watched a really cool video. I've been watching The Stupendous Wave has a video called Palpatine Lore, and it's literally like 3 hours long. It's so awesome. It has so many different, it's a compilation of a lot of videos, but it's so awesome. And he talks about the midichlorians, and he makes a video about where different Force users in the galaxy rank with their midichlorians. And it was really, really cool. And he was talking about how some people say, or that it's thought, that Palpatine had more midichlorians than Yoda. And that's pretty crazy. Like, that's kind of hard to believe for me, because it is and it isn't. Like, when Yoda and Palpatine fought, it's debatable who won, right? A lot of people say Palpatine won because Yoda said that he failed. Yoda said he failed. And so that's a big deal, right? But Palpatine didn't kill Yoda. Yoda didn't kill Palpatine. Palpatine got away. So you can argue Palpatine fled. But it's kind of hard to say who clearly won that. I guess you could say Palpatine won. But something that's really occurred to me or been on my mind a lot with this whole discussion is the fact that I don't think Palpatine could kill Yoda. I don't get that impression. I don't get that impression from the movies. You know what I mean? From Star Wars. I just don't think that he could. I mean, I guess technically, I guess he could, but you know what I think? I think that if he did, he would compromise his plans. He would compromise, because Palpatine was orchestrating so much stuff, right? He was orchestrating so much stuff. He had a lot going on, and you know what? If Palpatine, one of his downfalls is his arrogance, right? His greed and lust for power. But I don't think Palpatine, on one hand, if he put his number one priority killing Yoda, I actually think that I don't think that wouldn't even be one of his number one priorities, right? Because Palpatine doesn't even think like that. Like, he would love to kill Yoda, but he wouldn't make that his number one priority, right? And I'll tell you why. The reason he wouldn't is because he has bigger goals. And I mean, to him, he laughs at Yoda. He thinks Yoda's a joke, He does have fear and respect for Yoda, because he knows that he doesn't take Yoda lightly, but he goes back and forth. because he gets cocky, right? Palpatine gets cocky about Yoda, but then when Yoda fights him, he's like, oh shoot, actually, oh crap, I screwed up. I can't just be playing so carelessly because Yoda's a freaking boss, and I can't just take him lightly, right? That's what Palpatine says in his right mind, right? And however much of a right mind he has. But Palpatine has, you know, his bigger plans were like, his bigger goals. See, you got killing Yoda, but then you got ruling the galaxy. You know what I mean? Like, that's a bigger deal, you know? And, you know, just controlling things and everything like that. That's a bigger, I think those are harder to attain goals. And I think that's why Palpatine was so focused on them. Because, like I said, I think that he could kill Yoda if he really wanted to, but he would have to compromise a lot of his stuff in order to do that. You know what I mean? A lot of his stuff that he's got going on, a lot of his plans and all his control scheme, right? His plan, his domination plans, all that kind of stuff. But it's really interesting. The video I watched about the midichlorians was talking about how Yoda had about, like, I think they said Yoda had like 17 or 18,000 midichlorians. I forget how much the average person had, like the average Jedi Master, for example. I think maybe they had like 12 or something like that. The average Jedi Master maybe had 10 or 12. But Yoda had about 15 to 17,000 or 17 or 18,000. But then they said Palpatine had 20,000. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. It's really crazy. And like, there's so many factors to consider when you think about that kind of stuff. It really is. Because Yoda's species, I don't know if you know this, but Yoda's species is a species that's one of the most naturally, okay, so out of all the species in the galaxy, Yoda's species is, they have this preclusion to being Force users, to be sensitive to the Force. They have a natural, a natural disposal to being Force users. So naturally, Yoda's race is a good Force using race, and naturally we know that the Sith use of the dark side of the Force is very, ultimately it's very self-defeating. I say it's very draining, self-defeating. In other words, whatever potential Palpatine had or has, the fact that he's a Sith Lord, and not just a Sith Lord, but a megalomaniacal serial killer and all this crazy stuff, right? Like he's a crazy bad guy, right? He has, I mean, look, we saw what happened when he fought Anakin or when he fought Mace Windu, right? I mean, he deformed himself. So his potential, his potential is diminished because of how the dark side of the Force, how damaging it is. I'd say it's damaging, right? I'd say that the dark side of the Force is damaging, the light side of the Force is healing. So you got those two different things going on. So even if Yoda's a 17 or 18,000, Palpatine's at 20, they actually kind of balance out when you think about it, right? And that's what makes it a really great fight. But they also said in the video that Anakin's midichlorian count was like 30,000. So like, what do you really think about that? That's insane, right? That's so crazy. I mean, when you think about that. And then the other two Force users who had the highest midichlorian count were Luke and Leia, who some people say had the exact same count as Anakin or a little bit less. Or some people say more, but, you know. But anyway, it's just really interesting, and I love Star Wars, I do. And I never really talk about it much or like get into it or make these kinds of videos, but it's definitely worth it because it's fun. And in this day and age, you know, everything's everything, right? And, you know, speak your truth, all this kind of stuff. But anyway, I just thought I'd throw my 2 cents in there too, you know. But yeah, I love Star Wars, and I think it's really interesting. And I wish that the continuations, of course, I wish that the Disney movies didn't go the way they did. Episodes 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 7, 8, 9. I wish they didn't go the way they did. And, you know, there's just so much, they really dropped the ball. Of course, I'm a broken record saying this, but they really did drop the ball with everything that they did. Disney did with the new movies. Because there's so much good stuff they could have done, right? So much. And they dropped the ball. I mean, Leia and Han have kids, right? What? Or they did, right? Didn't they have twins? Didn't they have twins, right? But then the movies, they didn't. So what's up with that? And they have Ben Solo, Kylo Ren. So Kylo Ren is just distraught. You know what I mean? It's just like there's just not enough. There's so much, they had so much opportunity and they squandered it so badly. They, it's like, it's one thing if someone lets you borrow $10 and you waste it and it's gone forever and you have nothing to show for it. It's another thing if you take the $10 from the person who gave it to you and then shoot the person who gave it to you, right? That's what Disney did. That's what Disney did with Star Wars. They took the potential and not only did they waste it, not only did they ruin it and waste it, the potential, but they damaged, they did damage with it, you know what I mean? Like, they suck, man. Disney sucks, you know, Disney sucks. I'm sorry, but I'm not. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. The current state of Disney sucks. I don't like it. It sucks. It's weak, it's lame, it's passive, it's weak. It's so freaking weak, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if YouTube's gonna censor me for this. I feel like they might, because I feel like the sentiments I'm expressing right now probably get filed in the hate category, right? So, you know, who knows if I'll get censored for saying that? But yeah, I think Disney is so freaking weak. I think it's watered down. I think it's effeminate, really. I think it's it has no, forgive me for saying this, but Disney has no balls. And you say, well, why would it have balls? It's a child's company. It's for kids, right? Exactly. So why did it take on, why does it pretend to be something that it's not, right? Why does it take on these movies? Why does it make, for example, why does it make PG-13 movies and it's a kids company, right? You've got to have some kind of, it's like Disney right now is an entity, it's an amorphous entity that doesn't have parents, right? It doesn't have anyone to answer to. It's a grown child is what the company of Disney is, which is what makes it so sad, and one of the reasons. But anyway, I think I'm going to go too far off track here, but I just want to make this video and share some of my original thoughts. Some of my thoughts, so I hope you enjoy it.